everybody, and welcome to this ASMR facts video here on the channel. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be whispering through 100 random facts for you today. I had a comment that was basically like, talk slower. Now in my just general life, talking slowly is something I struggle to do and don't do often, but today we're going to be slowing it down a little bit and slowly going through these facts for you. I had another comment which said it was on one of my other fact videos. This is great as I am the fact guy at parties, so hopefully this is both useful and relaxing for you all. Obviously, take these facts with a bit of a pinch of salt. I did try to check as many as possible as I could as I went through them, but obviously I'm not going to sit there and Google 100 individual facts, but they all seem very, very plausible, each and every one of them. So sit back, relax as I slowly whisper through 100 random facts. We start with number 1. Thomas Edison invented an electric pen in 1876 that was later adapted to become the first tattoo machine in 1891. In 18th century England, having a pineapple was a symbol of wealth. Because of high import fees, they would be used as displays instead of being eaten. Marvel's Deadpool issue number 27 holds the Guinness World Record for the most comic book characters on one cover. When written down, the word almost is the longest word in the English language to have all its letters in alphabetical order. The black-footed cat is the smallest wild cat, at just 20 inches long. The world's most remote ATM is run by Wells Fargo in the Antarctic. The ATMs serve around 1,200 residents at the US scientific facility. The first Game Boy could run for a staggering 30 hours on only 2 AA batteries. The sound of a Star Wars lightsaber was created by pairing together the sound of an idle film projector and the buzz from an old TV set. Your tonsils can grow back if there was tissue left behind during the removal process. Sometimes it's accidental, other times it's left on purpose. Greenland voted to leave the European Union in 1985 and has not rejoined since. Every second, the human eye moves about 50 times. Only 2% of the world's population has green eyes. Obviously, a lot of these facts might have been true at the time. I'm not sure when these were logged or whatever, so like I said, take them with a pinch of salt. They may have changed over time. The AD and BC system was not proposed until 525 AD by a monk. However, it was not widely used until the 9th century. Daniel Radcliffe had the same stunt double for the first 6 Harry Potter movies until the double was paralysed from an accident on set during the filming of the 7th movie. That's really sad, and when I read that, I think I did look that one up and it was true. And that's super sad. Rest in peace to him. Fact number 15. Honey and items immersed in honey preserved for centuries. The long shelf life is due to an enzyme found in the stomachs of bees. The odds of being born on February 29th are 1 in 1,461. People who donate blood in Sweden are sent a text message each time their blood saves a life. I don't know about you, but that is absolutely awesome. That is so cool. In the US, around 3/4 of all houses possess at least one jar of peanut butter. 30 of the first 31 popes were murdered. Most of them were martyred, but not all causes of their deaths are known. About 25% of blood from the heart goes into the kidneys. In Israel, it is illegal to bring bears to the beach. I mean, fair enough. Rednecks, the band that remixed and popularised Cotton Eye Joe, absolute banger, is not southern, but Swedish. They all have southern sounding stage names. Well, my life is a lie. BuzzFeed sponsored content costs about $20,000 for 5 or 6 articles. Comets only reflect 4% of the light that falls on them. The rest is absorbed. The name for the shape of Pringles is called a hyperbolic paraboloid. It's just a Pringle, isn't it, really? Writing down your worries before taking an exam can help combat test anxiety, improve performance, and boost your test scores. That's more of a study than a fact if you ask me, but maybe it's true. The highest body count in film history goes to Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, with 836 on-screen deaths. There is an uninhabited island in the Bahamas known as Big Beach, which is populated entirely by swimming pigs. Well, while filming Rocky IV, Lundgren hit Sylvester Stallone for real, and he ended up in hospital for 9 days. For almost 15 years, Vermont was technically its own country before joining the United States in 1791. It even had its own coins and postal service. An adult's kidney weighs about 5 ounces and is the size of a fist. Without saliva, humans are unable to taste food. The German Autobahn has no speed limits because Western Germany saw them as a Nazi relic. This became effective in 1972. If you ate nothing but rabbit meat, you would die from protein poisoning. This would be a mixture of too much protein and an absence of fat in the diet. I can't believe I've included this one, but here we go, strap in. The loudness of a monkey is relative to the size of its testicles. Yes, you heard me right, the size of its testicles. Researchers found that the smaller the testicles, the louder the monkey. Each Pixar movie contains a reference to the Pixar movie that comes after it. Joe Arady had an IQ of 46 and is known as the happiest prisoner on death row. He went into the gas chamber with a smile. It turned out he was innocent. That's really tragic, actually. Red pandas have no living relatives. They aren't even related to giant pandas. After Christianity, the largest religious affiliation in the US is Judaism. Ewok jerky was a popular snack across the Outer Rim in the Star Wars universe. Italy built an entire courthouse to prosecute the mafia. They charged 474 members in a trial that lasted 6 years. To date, it was the biggest trial in the world. Doug Engelbart created the very first computer mouse made out of wood in 1964. The smallest thing ever photographed is the shadow of an atom. Despite Mercury being the closest planet to the Sun, Venus is the warmest planet. There are no visual differences between male and female herons. Cranes are built using cranes. There you go. In the popular 2014 movie Godzilla, the Godzilla portrayal was only seen for about 8 minutes in the entire film. That film is awful, don't watch it. In every scene of Fight Club, there is a Starbucks coffee cup. It snowed in the Sahara Desert for 30 minutes on the 18th of February 1979. PewDiePie supported his YouTube channel by selling hot dogs. His persistence paid off when in 2012 his YouTube channel garnered over 1 million subscribers. We are exactly halfway through these 100 random facts. Fact 51. It takes longer to drown in salt water than in fresh water. Because of this, around 90% of drownings occur in fresh water. Kanye West's song, Hey Mama, was dedicated to his mother, who died in 2007 after complications with plastic surgery. Queen Elizabeth saved up post-war clothing ration coupons in order to pay for her wedding dress in 1947. Sweden has the most islands in the world, with 221,800 islands. Although dingoes are about the same size as a Springer Spaniel, they are brave enough to target an adult kangaroo when hunting in packs. If you keep smelling something that is not really there, you may be experiencing the earliest symptoms of schizophrenia. When George Washington died, Napoleon Bonaparte of France gave a personal eulogy and ordered a 10-day mourning period for France. Since the death penalty was restored in 1976, the states of Washington and New Hampshire have returned to hanging as an available method of execution. Even though drugs are officially illegal in the Netherlands, it is legal to be under the influence of any drug to encourage people to seek medical help. The first world leader to create a YouTube channel was the British Prime Minister Tony Blair, who made his account in 2007. I wonder if he daily vlogs. Fact 61. If you keep smelling something that isn't there, you may be experiencing the earlier symptoms of schizophrenia, and I read that fact like not even 4 or 5 facts ago. So, am I a fraud? This is now 99 random facts. Well, doesn't have the same ring to it as 100 facts. Maybe I'll think of a fact at the end to stick on the end to keep it at 100. Bookworms are actual insects that bore holes in books. A major book-feeding insect is a paper louse that feeds on microscopic mould in poorly kept books. space can support one person. On foot, 4 inches can support a group of people, single file. 36 inches can support up to 110 tons of weight. January 17th is known as Ditch New Year's Resolution Day. Dinosaurs that could run using just 2 legs are referred to as bipeds. Russia has the most man-made satellites in orbit, with 1,324. The most difficult Chinese character requires 62 total strokes to write. The word itself, biang, holds no meaning. In order to protect themselves from poachers, African elephants have been evolving without tusks, which unfortunately also hurts their species. A certain type of box jellyfish's venom will make you feel a strong sense of anxiety and sense of impending doom, and possibly thoughts of suicide. These symptoms can last up to 2 weeks. The island in Lake Bled is the only natural island in Slovenia. In Switzerland, it is illegal to flush the toilets after 10 p.m. If sheep have long tails when they are born, the tails are cut off in order to prevent infection. The name for a collective group of rhinoceroses is called a crash. William Shakespeare had a curse engraved on his tombstone to prevent anyone from moving his bones. Acetaminophen, take your pick, one of the most popular painkillers, restrains masculinity and dulls emotions. It had been rejected in 1887 for its side effects, then approved in 1955. The 21 Pilots fanbase is known as the Skeleton Clique. Cookie Monster's real name is Sid. At any given moment, there are 1,800 thunderstorms happening on Earth. This amounts to 16 million storms each year. People can suffer from a psychological disorder called boanthropy. That makes them believe that they are a cow. I think my mum has that. The largest living thing on Earth is a giant sequoia named General Sherman. I've visited this tree and yeah, it's pretty massive. Tupac was the first US artist to have an album reach Billboard #1 while still in prison. It was his 3rd studio album titled Me Against the World. If you multiply 1089 by 9, you get the exact reverse, 9,801. August 17th is known as Black Cat Appreciation Day. Saturn is so big that Earth could fit into it 755 times. Rap God by Eminem packs 1,560 words into a 6-minute 4-second song. It holds the record for most words in a hit single. A water dropwort is a highly poisonous plant. If it kills you, it can cause you to smile after you die. This is called a sardonic grin. That's horrible. Imagine you're crowded around a loved one at a funeral and the corpse just starts smiling. Goodness me. We're into the last 10 facts now. Although I need to add a few on the end because I messed up and somehow copied and pasted the same fact 4 times, so I need to add 4 on the end to get to that juicy 100. Anyways, there is a British chocolate scientist who insured her taste buds for £1 million. When the Titanic sank in 1912, there were 3 dogs that survived. They had all been travelling with their owners in the first-class cabins. China has a series of underground tunnels running 3,000 miles long. They are used to store and transport mobile intercontinental ballistic missiles. When Blackbeard captured ships, many of the African slaves on board would go on to become pirates. When he died, nearly 1/3 of his total crew were former slaves. In California, you can get a ticket if you're driving too slow. Malta's official language is Maltese. However, the majority of the population also speaks English. More civilians died in the Battle of Stalingrad than the nuclear atrocities at Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. Your brain uses 20% of the total oxygen in your body. Both Kit Kat and Rolo is produced globally by Nestle, except in the US, where it's made by their competitor, Hershey's. That makes 0 sense to me. 35,000 hectares of bees are grown in the UK every single year. Competitive art used to be in the Olympics. A chef's hat has exactly 100 pleats. OMG usage can be traced back to 1917. And finally, some cats are actually allergic to humans. And that concludes the 100 random facts. I really hope you did enjoy. I hope you learned something, and most importantly, I hope you found this video relaxing. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. More facts videos will be on the way. And until next time, guys,